is the number you would have to pay roughly for each of the positions? Actually, we'll go in order because I know the possible fight we're going to have over this guy. If you franchise tag Michael Gallup, it's $19 million.
Okay.
$19 million. If you franchise tag Randy Gregory, it's 20. If you franchise tag Schultz, it's 11. And if you tagged J-Ron Kirsch, new best friend of the show, it's 13.5. So I am not tagging any of those guys for that amount of money.
And I'm not necessarily going to disagree with that.
You want the other numbers just for the heck of it? I'll give it to you. So quarterback is $28 million. Quarterbacks
they're still underpaid. They're
quarterbacks
so underpaid.
getting only $8 million more than the DNs, RJ, and $8 million more than the receivers. I couldn't believe when I saw $28 million for the tag number at QB. Running back, $15 million.
That's absurd.
Offensive line, 16.7. D tackle, 17. Linebacker, 17. Corner, 17. How can corner and linebacker get the same? Safety, 13. Punter/kicker, 5.5.
The salary structure of the league is so out of whack still. Quarterbacks
Tell that to the coaches too.
Yeah, right. Quarterbacks are so underpaid. Like they should literally be making, like, Dak is underpaid. Let's be fair. All quarterback. Yeah, all starting quarter, like franchise guys are underpaid. They should be, Patrick Mahomes should be making close to $100 million a year. He is easily worth half of the salary cap. Every elite quarterback or great quarterback is. I would not necessarily sign and tag anybody either, but I guess my follow-up to that would be, who am I losing? If I lose Amari Cooper, I do have to sign Michael Gallup. But if I'm going to tag Michael Gallup, why would I just keep Amari Cooper, who's better at basically the same amount of money? If I'm going to lose Randy Gregory, I can't cut Tank. But if I cut Tank, then I've got to tag Gregory. It all depends on what...
But I don't have to tag him. I can work out a long-term deal. I don't want to pay... Michael Gallup isn't worth $19 million a year.
No, he's not.
And Randy Gregory, I don't want to pay $20 million a year either.
He's not worth it either.
I want to sign them for longer-term deals at a lesser amount.
They're $13 million guys. $14 million guys.
Yes.
So, again, I would have a problem with signing those guys long-term, but you got to figure out what you're going to do with the other players. The Cowboys have to decide right now if they're going to let go of Amari Cooper or not. They've got to decide like today. Not today, but you know what I mean, like in the next couple of days. And then they've got to work on that long-term deal with Gallup while they can. Because he knows, and that's part of the problem, he knows that they have an option for the franchise tag and he can wait on it. I don't think they're going to use it on him, but if they lose Cooper, I mean, you want to talk about giving him all the leverage?
Is that it?
I'm asking a question.
What is the question?
If they lose Cooper, I mean, you're giving all the leverage to Michael Gallup. All of it. So it almost becomes a situation where they have to decide and sign Gallup before they even make a decision on Amari Cooper.
Well, what about this class of free agents? Michael Gallup doesn't have to get all this leverage when I got this deep, deep class that's out there. There's a lot of receivers out there.
There are. He is.
And he's down on that list, in my opinion, compared to these other guys. Now, these other guys are going to be more expensive when you're talking about Allen Robinson and Mike Williams, Odell Beckham, Antonio Brown, some of these names.
Well, here's the free agents in wide receivers. Devontae, Godwin.
Better.
Williams.
Mike Williams.
Better. Allen Robinson.
Better.
Odell.
Better.
Antonio.
Better.
Juju.
I haven't seen enough of Juju lately.
Christian Kirk. And DJ Chark.
Okay.
They have Gallup, Pro Football Focus, as the 6th best wide receiver in the class, ahead of Antonio Brown. One spot ahead of him.
Okay.
Who is so as then they have them as the 29th overall free agent, and Antonio's the 29th, and Gallup as the 28th. So that's not. I mean, he's not going to get $20 million, but you're also not going to sign any of the guys ahead of him. So he knows that. They don't have the money for that, for one, and those guys are Devontae, Godwin. I mean, a lot of those guys might stay anyway.
And the Cowboys have 21 players set to become unrestricted free agents. 21 different guys. Calvin Ridley is a name that I keep forgetting to bring up on the show, as it seems like he's going to get out of Atlanta, but they're going to want to haul for him.
I would think so.
He's a stud.
Yeah, he's very, very good. Now he took a lot of the year off. And you wonder how much, if he's going to play again, what his desire is, where his mental state is to play again. And those are all things you can figure out.
All right, 877-881-1053 in order to hit us up. And then Todd Archer asked an interesting question about Amari.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, if what do you do with Amari Cooper? He said that Gallup, like you said, isn't a candidate for this franchise tag, but he also asked about Amari. If the Cowboys aren't going to use Amari Cooper like a number one wide receiver, why are they paying him like a number one wide receiver? And in this case, why would they keep him? Now, I think that's a fair thing to say. I do also ask, is there really any way to use 3 wide receivers as number ones and use anyone as a number one? There probably isn't.
Right.
If Gallup or Cooper go elsewhere, they'll probably be targeted more than they would be here. But in fairness to the Cowboys and to Kellen Moore, Amari Cooper did have just 6 fewer catches than Mike Evans. And Cooper played in less games this year than Mike Evans did.
Yeah, what other teams have 3?
Seattle's got 2 top ones. I don't know who the third one is.
Okay.
Arizona, when they're healthy, has at least 2.
Yep. Tampa Bay.
Tampa
has 3.
Yep, Tampa does. The Rams.
Now, the Rams had what? Kupp, Woods, and Odell for a second.
And Van Jefferson.
Yeah.
Higbee. They got good weapons.
Cooper Kupp had 145 catches this year.
Yeah, he's a ball hog.
I don't know who the 3 in Minnesota is, but they got Diggs and Jefferson.
Thielen.
No, who's the 3?
Well, Diggs isn't in Minnesota.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant
Thielen.
Yeah. Thielen, Jefferson. I don't know who the number 3 is,
right.
But Jefferson had 108 catches. And then I think you'd have to go to Tampa.
I think Tampa's the comp.
Kansas City?
I mean,
Tyreek had 111 catches. So compare those targets and catches to what the Cowboys ended up producing.
Yeah, so if you look at, I think Tampa's the comp because they've got 3 legits. Evans, CD had more catches than Mike Evans did. Evans is their best player, right? Their best receiver.
Yeah.
However, he had 20 fewer catches than Godwin did.
Yeah.
But Godwin had about 20 more catches than Cooper and Lamb. He had the same amount of yards as Lamb. So he was a much shorter target guy. Maybe we do need to tap the brakes on Amari and how they're used, because Tampa, and nobody complained about Tampa's offense this year, kind of used Mike Evans the same way. And Godwin was just a shorter target guy.